Hello, Jazzy. Today is Monday, just like any other Monday, but it has also been 44 days since the first time I have watched Doctor Who Series 1 starring Christopher Eccleston as the Ninth Doctor and Billie Piper as his companion Rose Tyler. We have been on the 10th Doctor for more than a week now, but unlike the second series in which I wrote down my review, I was so hooked on the first series as a first time watcher that I didn't write much for each episode individually. Perhaps because I want to forget about it and then be able to watch it again for the first time, but nevertheless, I feel a duty to officially rank the episode, if not review it, because my memory is no longer as fresh. So let's get into it before it's too late. The ranking of Doctor Who Series 1 episodes. Closely contested but championed at the end. Coming at top for number 1 is the two-parters written by Steven Moffat and directed by James Hawes, The Empty Child and the Doctor Dancers. Now, I have not gotten to his time as the showrunner, but on a personal level, Steven Moffat has been a favorite writer of mine growing up. Sherlock BBC made a huge impact on my life, and Dracula made a really good impression. Doctor Who, again, is the same. In episode 9 and 10, the Doctor and Rose found themselves in 1941 London Blitz, and along with Captain Jack Harkness, find themselves going up against an unearthly child in a gas mask. Episode 9 and 10 were the scariest episode of this series. The kind of episodes that make me want to hide behind the sofa. I couldn't go to sleep with a horror plot unresolved of
Mommy, please let me in, Mommy. Please let me in, Mommy.
You all right?
Please let me in.
It's him. He can make phones ring, he can. Just like with that police box you saw.
Are you my Mommy?
You stay here if you want to.
It's got the power of a god, and I just sent it to its room.
Doctor?
I'm here. Can't you see me?
What's that noise?
End of the tape. It ran out about 30 seconds ago.
I'm here now. Can't you see me?
I sent it to its room. This is its room.
Are you my Mommy?
oh, these scenes got me yelping and covering my eyes. You saw it. Now, I don't want to touch on the technical aspect or the narrative because I would just be stealing from what I've been learning watching Mr. TARDIS review, which I really recommend watching. But it was majorly agreed to be one of the best episodes in the series. Additionally, you love Jack and John Barrowman, so getting to see your eyes light up definitely contributed. I love the flirting between all three of them, this pushing of boundaries between Rose and the Doctor regarding the dancing itself, the chemistry. I was kicking my feet giggly like a teenager. It also introduced to me my favorite quote, and now going to be our frequent inside joke.
You got the moves? Show me your moves.
Rose, I'm trying to resonate concrete.
Following close by, the last 2 episodes, another two-parters, Bad Wolf and The Parting of the Ways. Directed by Joe Hearns and written by Russell T Davies, a Whovian's favourite director and the man who brought the franchise back to life. These 2 were obviously going to be the strongest episodes of the series. I think my favorite part is just how emotionally overwhelmed I was feeling the entire time. I was grieving saying goodbye to the Doctor, and I was crying left and right way before the regeneration even happened.
And if you want to remember me, then you can do one thing. That's all. One thing. Have a good life. Do that for me, Rose. Have a fantastic life.
It's action-packed, it's emotionally charged, and it gives a full arc to the Doctor. Everything is just done so expertly that if it had ended in series 1, everyone would have been satisfied. I love, the fury, the way the Doctor described himself as the oncoming storm gave me chills. And they gave Eccleston space to do the dialogue, and it was beautiful.
No.
Explain yourself.
I said no.
What is the meaning of this negative?
It means no.
But she will be destroyed.
No! Because this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna rescue her. I'm gonna save Rose Tyler from the middle of the Dalek fleet, and then I'm gonna save the Earth, and then, just to finish off, I'm gonna wipe every last stinking Dalek out of the sky!
But you have no weapons, no defenses, no plan.
Yeah. And doesn't that scare you to death? Rose,
Yes, Doctor?
I'm coming to get you.
do you know what they call me in the ancient legends of the Dalek homeworld? The oncoming storm. You might have removed all your emotions, but I reckon right down deep in your DNA there's one little spark left. And that's fear. Doesn't it just burn when you face me?
It's probably only in second place because I have to see Christopher Eccleston disappear from screen. And for the first time in my life, and possibly the only time ever, have I been disliking the appearance of David Tennant. Number 3, third place, Dalek. Look, I've seen the Dalek scrolling through Instagram and whatnot. I was not scared, and I've told you so. And then you mentioned egg beater and toilet plunger as their arms, and I was on the floor laughing. And yet, the writing was so good, halfway through, I was genuinely kinda afraid. I'm glad this series was when they fixed the Dalek versus stairs problems, because I remember saying to you, oh well, the Doctor's worst enemies, worst fears is stairs. Now what? And right then, they started levitating, and I was genuinely freaked out. I think my favorite of series 1 is just when Eccleston gets to exercise his skills as a dramatic actor. He actually did great exercising his comedy muscle for the first time. I find him so sarcastic and fun. But he's also right in saying that if he had kept going, he would have been able to refine it further. But when it comes to explosive anger and pent-up emotions, that man has got it mastered and figured out since 1990s.
You're just a soldier without commands.
Then I shall follow the primary order, the Dalek instinct to destroy, to conquer.
What for? What's the point? Don't you see it's all gone? Everything you were, everything you stood for.
Then what should I do?
All right then. If you want orders, follow this one. Kill yourself.
The Daleks must survive!
The Daleks have failed! Why don't you finish the job and make the Daleks extinct? Rid the universe of your filth! Why don't you just die?
You would make a good Dalek.
Coming at number 4, the first episode, Rose. Look, people have talked about how the plastic don't look plasticky, how the sounds weren't amazing and all the other stuff. You know what? It was my first episode and it got me hooked. That's as good as anything. The first episode is so important, and they made an amazing choice to introduce a real enough villain, not some green aliens from another planet, but the mannequins that we see every day in the mall. They are grounded, it feels real, and it got me emotionally attached to even the supporting character Clive. And then there's the Doctor with a simple enough explanation about his omniscient power about him. And you don't need lightning to shoot out of his fingers, you believe him. And oh my gosh, don't you want to follow him on that journey?
Really though, Doctor, tell me, who are you?
you know, like we were saying, about the Earth revolving? It's like when you're a kid. The first time they tell you that the world's turning and you just can't quite believe it because everything looks like it's standing still. I can feel it. The turn of the Earth. The ground beneath our feet is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, and the entire planet is hurtling round the sun at 67,000 miles an hour, and I can feel it. We're falling through space, you and me, clinging to the skin of this tiny little world, and if we let go, that's who I am. Now forget me, Rose Tyler. Go home.
Number 5, Father's Day. I will confess that I enjoyed it more after I have watched it. The more I rewatched some of the clips, the more I ended up crying. I think part of the bias that affected me is that everyone loved this episode, including CE. I think my love for it is just, it's relatable to me. Seeing this man who was supposed to be the hero on the pedestal ended up being this no good dad and husband. Except he redeemed himself in the end. And for me, I am left wondering. Not to leave it on a sad note, here's my favorite scene.
I don't know what this is all about. And I know we're not important.
Who said you're not important? I've travelled to all sorts of places, done things you couldn't even imagine, but you two. Street corner, 2 a.m, getting a taxi home. I've never had a life like that. Yes, I'll try and save you.
Number 6, the most expensive episode of Series 1, The End of the World. In episode 2, the Doctor's and Rose first date, and he brought her to watch her world burn. Classic romantic he is. I get it though, he needed her to understand the world of time and space traveling, and to an extent, his world. He basically wanted to trauma dump and trauma bond with a 19 years old. I also get that. Joking aside, I think the message is beautiful that the world has to come to an end. A natural and inevitable ending that needed no intervention. Better than to watch it being ripped away before its time like Gallifrey. There are wholesome scenes such as the jiggery-pokery conversation, which is my favorite. And obviously Cassandra, who introduced the most inside jokes and quotes for our vocabulary. There's also this arguing between Rose and the Ninth Doctor that make their chemistry and their relationship really interesting. This almost bantery sort of spirit that I don't think we see a lot in Ten and Rose. I think this episode is excellent and could have come higher in the ranking if only other episodes aren't just that good. Up next, The Unquiet Dead. Now, just like episode 2, just because it is ranked below top 5 does not make it any less good. Written by Mark Gatiss, a favorite writer of mine, Sherlock BBC, episode 3 was amazing. It's a mutual favorite episode of ours because it's based in the past, 1869 Victorian Cardiff, a journey with Charles Dickens. The cinematography alone is beautiful, and I think it's just a really pleasant episode to showcase both Rose and the Doctor's personality, their interactions once again, where they are sort of disagreeing with each other, and their opinions on the world. I particularly love the character Gwyneth and her sacrifice. Look, there's no complaints really. It's just some episodes have to be below 5. Number 8 is episode 7, The Long Game. Mr. TARDIS disliked this one. To paraphrase roughly, he said there was no showing of the Earth and the Ark of Adam was redundant because we already had Mickey. But I actually enjoyed this episode because I love the Doctor and Rose teaming up on kicking Adam out. Gosh, am I a bully? I just love this bond between the Doctor and Rose that despite all the introduction of competition, nobody understands them like they do each other. This episode has Simon Pegg. I love Simon Pegg. So that's another reason. And oh, the inspiration for our inside joke, non-nupple check. but this one's too obscure to explain. I love the Doctor in the background, encouraging the humankind to think. I love the grunginess and coldness of Satellite 5. I love that it's a supporting character that technically saved the day, and then it being linked back to the last episode. It's not terrible at all, but it is number 8. Number 9, the first 2-parters of this series, The Aliens of the Dead and World War III. People hate the fart jokes. I get it. It was a bit full on. People hate the bad effects. I love it. The 2000s VFX has a charm of its own. People hate the monsters. I have massive respect for whoever have to sit in that boiling green suit. I like that the Doctor hesitates to save the world because he might lose Rose. I am a 9 Rose fanatic. I like that Harriet Jones has such a role in the episodes. Fantastic supporting actress. We have a favorite joke for this episode. I don't do domestic. The only thing I remember not liking was that it was my first 2-parters, so it was a bit too long. Finally, at last, we come to the last place, Boomtown. And I don't hate Boomtown at all. That's how great Series 1 has been. There's great moments in the episode. The bonding between Jack, Mickey, the Doctor and Rose like it's a sitcom comedy. The great dialogue between the Slitheen and the Doctor. The tackling of consequences and morality. It's great. But I just wrote down on my very limited Letterboxd review that it was a bit of a mellow one as far as I can remember. But doesn't mean that it's not enjoyable. It just means that it came last. Plus, come on, it can't be that terrible if it got us going Raxacoriacofalabatorius all the time. I bet you still struggle saying it.
Wait a minute.
Raxacoriacofalabatorius.
Raxacoriacofalabatorius.
New Who was created in 2005 by the showrunner Russell T Davies 20 years ago. It is 5 months older than me and 2 months older than you. Its cult-like status has been present since the 1960s, and for various of reasons, I have always avoided tipping my toes into this fandom. One, because for a while, since How I Met Your Mother, I've had an aversion for shows longer than 3 seasons. Things have obviously changed. Second, I have never been a sci-fi fantasy world fanatic. Partly because I didn't grow up with Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, Buffy the Vampires, etc. Partly was also because I very wrongly had this impression that me being a nerd is superior to me being a geek. That reading classics was better than comics. Watching art house films were better than superhero and fantasy movies. Again, I knew I was deadly wrong. I secretly knew just how cool the fantasy world is, and I knew with my hyper-fixation personality how into it I would be the moment I give in. And I was really scared of that. Well, Jazzy, you got me to give in, and it has been one of the best experiences in my life. The fandom is kind of half dead on Tumblr, but I'm still reveling in this wonderful ongoing show that has so many loyal fans for over so many decades. And even more amazingly, I got to know Christopher Eccleston. You made the absolute right choice to introduce me to this serious, grounded, but camp northerner in a leather jacket. This old soul with a whimsical side to him. And now I'm on my way watching almost his entire filmography. I love David Tennant, but I'm not sure you have been as successful if you have introduced me to Twinkie DT instead of Butch like CE, you know? Anyway, from the bottom of my heart, as always, thank you. And more importantly, this is going to make you very happy, so listen up carefully. Jazzy, you were right.
Rose, I've just remembered.
What?
I can dance. I can dance.
Actually, Doctor, I thought Jack might like this dance.
I'm sure he would, Rose. I'm absolutely certain. But who will?
No!